best leaders in the country know that there is one factor that enables them to build better relationships, navigate uncertainty, and perform at their best. That factor is perception. Perception is the invisible force that shapes how we understand our customers and our teams and how they understand us. When we master how we're perceived, we communicate more effectively, create deeper levels of trust, and unlock degrees of success that we've only dreamed of. The question is, how?
If you want to implement change, you have to think about, what's the behavior I want? What's the motivation of the individual that I'm trying to get to change their behavior? And then the trigger, what's going to get them to actually take the action I want them to do?
Our keynote speaker today is Shira Abel. She is the CEO of Hunter & Bard, world-renowned go-to-market expert, keynote speaker in behavioral science. She's been featured in top-tier publications, a lecturer at Berkeley, a tech mentor for over 25 years consulting category leaders and transforming developing regions around the world.
Your brand, your company, your personal brand, whatever, is not what you think of you. It's not what you want other people to think of you. It's what other people think of you. Your perspective doesn't matter. It's not about you, it's about them. So you need to figure out, are you giving out the impression that you're aiming to give?
As I've worked with businesses across the globe, I've refined a model for understanding the complexities of how we are perceived by others and how that impacts business growth. I call it the perception formula. Perception is equal to heuristics, which are mental shortcuts and biases that shape our decision-making, hormones, the neurochemical messengers influencing emotions and reactions, history, our personal experiences and memories affecting perception, and heritage, our cultural background and upbringing that shape our worldviews. When you take the time to better understand your team and your clients' perceptions, you'll deepen trust, foster ingenuity, and build businesses that last. In today's complex business environment, understanding how people make decisions isn't just helpful, it's critical for success. Whether you're closing enterprise deals, leading global teams, or driving organizational change, perception shapes every business outcome.
Heuristics play a major part in our lives. 95% of our day is spent with mental shortcuts, not deep thinking. Quite frankly, there isn't enough time in all of our days to be able to be in deep thinking mode all the time. So one of the things you need to consider, and by the way, you can get the deck at the very end. You'll be fine. And there's extra things that I'm going to pass through quickly so that you'll get it all in the deck. Okay. When you're going through System 1 and System 2, mental shortcuts. When you're working with people, what are their mental shortcuts? All of this is part of the perception formula framework that I talk about, and it's going to be a big portion of it. So please, say the word heuristics one more time.
Heuristics.
Thank you. I walk into the office, the boardroom actually, and I am a foot shorter than every other man in that room, by a minimum of a foot. Like most of these guys are 6'4", 6'6", and I'm 5'2". And they're sitting there, crossed arms, and they start to pepper me with questions. What's your background? Marketing. Did you ever work for an enterprise before? No. I worked in startups. And you did marketing for startups? Yep. Okay. Any of those startups ever have an exit? Nope. Why was I there? My friend Mike from high school, he and I have been in touch since high school, and he comes to me and he goes, Shira, we need a technical writer, and we need you. And I said, Mike, I'm not a technical writer. Go hire a technical writer. He said, no, we did that. The guy lasted for 3 months. Nobody complied with anything. And then he was out. And now the entire team has a negative attitude about technical writing, and we can't get it back in. We need you. Mike, go get a technical writer. I'll pay you this. I'll go buy a book. So I bought the book, Technical Writing for Dummies, and I made a plan. I read the book and made a plan. And I came back to him and I said, here's the plan. And he said, that's a good plan, come on in. So they flew me out to meet the team. And I go into the room with crossed arms, all men, looking at me like, who the hell are you? And why do you think you're going to be able to get this done? All right, challenge accepted. Here's the thing. Good marketing kills a bad product. It's not that I'm not good at what I do. I'm very good at what I do. It killed several products. So, point being, how did I get them to comply? I had 3 months to see momentum. That was my timeline. So I started to get to know everyone in the organization. But I'll get back to that in a minute. Now let's go to what happened with the other guy. Why do projects fail? We overpromise, we underdeliver, we're too optimistic, we're too afraid to say the uncomfortable thing that needs to be said because we're worried that saying the uncomfortable thing will get us in trouble. You need to be able to communicate. And as a marketer and sales, communication is all I've been doing my entire career. So why does it matter? Well, if we talk about, I know a lot of today is about AI. The AI projects that have been going on in organizations, $30 to $40 billion spent. It's not just a $30 to $40 billion spend. There's the electricity component as well. Do you have any idea how much electricity is $30 to $40 billion? Right. It is the entire electricity used by the country of Ireland 3 to 4 times the entire year of 2023. Okay? That's insane. There's a sustainability side and a cost to AI that everybody just kind of ignores because it's not in front of you while you're using your computer screen and asking that quick question to ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, Meta. But there is a cost, and it's a heavy one if you're not using it well. And then on the other hand, all of these failed initiatives. What happens with a failed initiative? Anybody want to go near it again? That's dead in the water. So you've got a sustainability initiative, which is important. It's sustainability, we need this. You've got a sustainability initiative, a bunch of people with a bad history of it, so it leaves a bad taste in their mouth. How do you change their minds? And if it fails catastrophically, 25% is a lot. And a catastrophic failure means most likely they lost the business. Big deal. Your jobs are important. You are crucial to an organization. Overruns, 30 to 40%. People want to work on a project when it goes over, or it's got an outcome that doesn't have a good ROI? Nope. So I go in, and they had a negative experience previously. What did I do to bring them back? Perception drives decisions. I've been doing sales and marketing for 25 years. And I came up with this framework after those years of experience. Heuristics, mental shortcuts. How do we think? Most of the time we're thinking quickly. That means bias comes in, but it also means you need to think about how the person on the other side thinks. Hormones, our emotions. I found that there are 6 hormones that can be triggered from the outside. I am not a scientist. I'm not going to go into all the hormones. I'm a marketer. I care about which ones I can trigger. How can I get you to react the way I want you to? How do I get you to buy? You're doing the same thing. Everything is sales and marketing. Project management, you need compliance. You're doing sales and marketing. History, what's their past experience? If the past experience is bad, you're going to have to manage heuristics and hormones. Cortisol will be up, trust will be down. How do you bring it back? And then heritage. Where do you come from? What tribes do you self-subscribe to? I come from marketing and sales. My husband's an engineer. My dad was an engineer. My son is becoming an engineer. We do not think the same way. So how do you manage that? All right, so what did I do with the guys in the board? There were two parts to this, because it's getting an entire division of analysis and information systems to comply with technical writing. A project that had failed previously. So I got to know the executive team members. I already had buy-in from the VP, who brought me into the division in the first place. I got to know all the unit heads and found out what went wrong last time. Why did they not believe in this? And I had all the statistics and numbers behind me, because I read the book, to be able to convince them why it was important. And at the same time, I did education. I did workshops for the rest of the team and the subject matter experts. So I had stakeholders and subject matter experts. I got my first evangelist from my first workshop. He went around when I was gone and told everybody else why they should be doing technical writing. And within 3 months, we had momentum. Within 6 months, we had over 50% compliance. And within a year to a year and a half, we had total compliance in the division of 150 people. It takes time to change someone's mind from something that they knew before to where they're going after. It also takes consistency. So hi, I'm Shira. And as I mentioned, I come from 25 years in sales and marketing. I've taught marketing for startups at Berkeley. I have gone around the world mentoring startups. Back in the day when USA still existed, I went to Macedonia and Ukraine. I volunteered my time to teach and mentor startups in developing regions in order to help out the developing regions. One of those companies was Flow Health, which is now a unicorn and based in London. They were from Ukraine. So that company itself is worth over $1 billion now. And he credits their success with the start that they got with Traction Camp, which was what I was a part of in Ukraine. So that's nice. Heuristics. Please, say the word one more time.
Heuristics.
All right. Now, when you're going into something, what are the common heuristics? You probably already know them. None of these will surprise you. Optimism. Oh, we'll be able to get this done. Sure. Everybody's feeling really good in the very beginning, right? We'll be able to get this done. This is going to happen. We'll be able to get it done in this amount of time. My husband is famous at that. Oh, it won't take long at all. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I agree with you. Sunk cost. We put this much money in. We should just finish. No. You should look at every single point as where you are. Sunk cost bias is putting more money into something that you shouldn't, or time, or effort, or energy, into something that you have that isn't going where it should and will not give you a positive return. If you already know that it's not where you want to be, let it go. Doesn't matter how much time or money you've put in it previously, it is not worth your time going forward. So each part of a project, when you're sitting there going, is this where we are now, putting this time and money in to go forward to finish, is it worth that time and money? We get stuck on this bias a lot in many different ways. If you've got a kid in college who suddenly decides they don't want to do the major they did, but they've already done this much, should they just finish it? That's a debate. We have to figure that out from some cost. Confirmation. We also tend to look for people who agree with us. Confirmation bias. I'm going to go find somebody who thinks just like me, who agrees with me, and that proves that I'm right. Does it? Don't know. Now, on the other hand, you could use heuristics to get buy-in. And this is where it gets interesting. Framing. How you frame things matters. If you're a doctor, if you're a patient, you would much rather hear a 90% chance of success rather than a 10% chance of failure. If you're selling something to someone in, say, cybersecurity or risk management or getting the project done, well, there's a 10% chance of failure if we don't do these things, so maybe we should. How you frame things changes how people react to it, and it sets the baseline. So think about that when you're giving the messaging out to the rest of the team. Social proof. This company did X, Y, and Z. Should we be doing that as well? They managed it this way. Should we manage it that way as well? Social proof doesn't just have to be an actor doing advertising. Social proof can absolutely be an example of another company and how they've done something successfully so that you can get that in your organization as well. Analysis paralysis. Don't make me think. Do not give somebody 10 options, especially if it's an entire team. You give them one. This is where you start. Start with this, get this done, then move on to the other things. If you want to give them a decision, give them 2 options and let them pick the one that they want to go after. But if you give a team of 15 people more than 3 options, they're going to get stuck arguing what those options are and where they should be. And nothing's going to move. You put them into analysis paralysis and they will stay there. And then everything's going to be late. Don't make them think. Tell them what to do. Reciprocity. This is actually how I got the team of executives to work with me. I brought in local presence. They weren't expensive and they weren't big, but I knew they would like them. So I brought in just little presents to the executive team, and they looked forward to me coming into the office because they wanted the little things from where I was from. That's a longer story. But reciprocity gets you in the door. Mere exposure, just showing up. People trust more when they see you more. You're working from home, go into the office at least once a week, if you can. If you can't, go in once a month, once a quarter, but go into the office. See the people you're working with face to face. It changes the relationship, whether we like it or not. You're more efficient at home? Yes, maybe. But efficiency also has to do with how well you're able to get buy-in. You're going to get buy-in a lot easier from people who have actually seen you in person and know you face to face. It changes the dynamic. It just does. Anchoring. You want to make sure that your idea comes across in a meeting? Speak first. That anchors all of the discussion for the entire meeting. Is it an emergency?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. No, just making sure. I know that I have only a couple people that I allow to ring my phone. My kids. So if it's ringing, something's happening. Because they didn't recall. They're 19 and 20. I get more than grunts, but I get texts. I don't get phone calls. So, anchoring. You want to make sure that you get your ideas out first, and that sets the baseline for the rest of the meeting. At the end of the day, perception drives decisions. So now we've covered heuristics. Everyone, please say the word heuristics.
Heuristics.
If you don't think you'll forget it. Hormones. Now, when I say hormones, I'm actually talking about the neurochemicals. And there are 6 neurochemicals in my experience over the past 25 years that need to be managed and can be triggered from the outside. Oh, all right, and they are cortisol, serotonin, oxytocin, norepinephrine, I always say it wrong, oxytocin, and endorphins, dopamine. Now, serotonin. Anybody ever open up an Apple product?
It did.
Feels good, doesn't it? They actually put time into that so that the unboxing is a really pleasurable experience. You get a little hint of serotonin when you open up an Apple box. Guess when else you get it? Volunteering. Helping others also gets you a little hit of serotonin. It's pride. It's doing something that makes you feel good. So serotonin comes in when you're volunteering with an organization that you care about and when you're unboxing something that you just really enjoy.